Hey everybody, Randy Adkins here. We are in the home stretch of Shadowbringers. This is probably going to be a fairly short stream because I only plan on doing the 5.55 tonight, and probably will take a little break before I start streaming Endwalker. Not an incredibly long break because I'm really excited for the story, but yeah, so we're sorry. So we're gonna do the 3 quests of 5.55, and that'll be it for tonight. So let's go ahead and get in game, and we'll get going. And of course, before we take the quest, we have to play the super fun game of Let's Talk to All Our Friends. We'll start back here. If I am to pursue this course, I must be prepared for the hardships that lie ahead. If you've need of my lance, I'll be ready. If not, I'll be reserving my strength in preparation of the next battle. But since you're here, I have a question. Oh, I've read this already, because I remember reading. Apparently I have already talked to all of our friends before ending the last stream, so I guess we'll go ahead and get started. The company we keep. Alize can tell you're itching to take the fight to the Toloforoi. Ah, Rando, you're looking well. I take it you managed to squeeze in some rest. If you came hoping for tidings from Kryl, I'm afraid we're still waiting. But we do have some odd scraps of news to share. Scraps, she says. Lunar primals have been popping up all over the place, but the Alliance has the situation well in hand, thanks in no small part to Hoary Boulder and the others. Meanwhile, talks with the Beast tribes are going even better than expected. Encouraged by Ulda's progress with the Amalja, Gridania has opened negotiations with the Ixal, believe it or not. All of which is obviously very encouraging, but with the Toloforoi still out there, it's not as if we can afford to lower our guard. Is someone gonna rush in with news? I feel like someone's gonna rush in with news. Begging your pardon, but I come bearing an invitation from the Alliance. A council meeting is due to be held in Alamigo, and your attendance is humbly requested. Ah, we were just talking about the Alliance. May I ask what's on the agenda? I believe the intention is to share news of recent developments and discuss what measures might be taken to combat the Toloforoi. In concert with our new allies, the Beast tribes have also been invited. It is hoped that they will join us in the fight against our common foe. So the Alliance would bring all of the Beast tribes into the fold in a single stroke, an ambitious plan given the delicacy of the negotiations, but mayhap an expedient one considering the threat we face. Indeed, my lady, and for their part, I'm told the Beast tribes have agreed to attend. If the Scions too are present, all of Eorzea will be represented. That was pretty quick, I have to admit. To arrange such a meeting must have been quite an undertaking, not only diplomatically but practically. Pray inform the Alliance that we would be honored to participate. We shall make for Alamigo without delay. Then I will bear your answer thither with all haste. We look forward to receiving you at the Royal Palace. Well, now that we've accepted the invitation, who exactly is going to attend? I move that you and Y'shtola lead our contingent. Given how long you have worked to end summoning, it is only right that you be present for what promises to be a historic moment. I think we've all played our part in that little endeavor, don't you, Rando? All present may rightly claim a seat, I do quite agree, but by your leave, I believe I shall remain here to lend what assistance I can to the coordination of our defensive efforts. I'm not coming either. Emmerich will be there, and I'd rather not be interrogated. Very good, Estinian, very good. Very well then. While those with the mind to hold the fort get on with holding it, I suggest the rest of us make for Alamigo, shall we? That was great. Estinian. Don't worry, I've no plans to return to roaming in your absence. I know you'd only chase me if I did. Good. I shall take this opportunity to gain a better understanding of Serestinian. Being Elizan of like age, it is possible we have interests in common. Mayhap I shall begin lending him my favorite treatise or two from my collection. I have a feeling he was the one who bullied you in school, Riange. Just a hunch. Don't forget to bring me something nice from Alamigo. My brother started playing a while ago, but like he's now started, like last night he came back and started playing some more 14, and he's severely over leveled for where he is in the main story quest. He's level 49 right now, and I don't think he's even been to Kurthis. So he's a little behind. Oh, I just needed to be here. I just want the discount for being in the correct main zone. That's one of the things when I do take a little bit of a break after finishing 5.55, I want to try to help him level some, as well as get my best friend caught up. He just got to the Tempest last night, so he's almost done with 5.0, but then there's all the patch content. Like he's getting into the thick of the great story. Yes, please let me travel to Castermorians. Then, now that I'm in the correct base zone, I can teleport from here. Yeah, like last night with my friend, we did the Voth retrial. And then he basically did from there up to, like I said, he's in the Tempest now. So he's nearing the end of 5.0. We've been expecting you. While some few guests have yet to arrive, the Alliance leaders are all present. Shall I show you in? It's cutscenes now. That's not all the beast tribes. Oh. There's the rest of the beast tribes.
Esteemed guests, you honor us with your presence. As there is much to discuss, let us begin.
Sorry we didn't give any of you chairs.
Information on our taken brethren you have, yes? Hear it we would!
These Toloforoi guys. They're bad news.
Ah! Beyond forgiveness these featherless ones are! With rivers of blood shall they pay. Freed our people must be!
We too would see your kin liberated. But ere we attempt their rescue, we must first find a means to negate the risk of tempering. Without that, we will be unable even to approach the towers, let alone contend with their defenders.
If all else fails, I've always found cannonballs quite effective.
I like her so much more after, like, Realm Reborn. I don't know, it might have been the voice. Like, I like her voice, but it made her seem like such a different character than she is with this voice. Like, and the whole 5.4 situation. Ugh. I'm definitely much more a fan of the Admiral than I was before.
And what of the prisoners? Would you see them slaughtered?
Think for a moment. Ponder, consider, think. If Merlwyb truly intended to bombard the towers, she would have done so by now. Remember, we came here to find a solution together, did we not?
Y'Stola spoke of defenders. I but offered a means to clear a path, should you require it.
Given the enemy's capabilities, we will all need to play our part if we are to have any chance of success. For if any here should give less than their best, it will be to the cost of every living being on this star.
A paragon, the Empire, our very gods. How can we hope to prevail against such odds?
That our foe is formidable, none would deny. But our strengths are many and varied. In this chamber, I see masters of strategy, masters of magic, masters of the land, the air, and the sea. And together, there is nothing in creation we cannot overcome.
Well spoken, Baymeric. Also, I don't think this table used to be this wide. Like when we were here before, like when everybody was passing out, I don't think this table was this wide. It might have been, but...
I beg your pardon?
Sorry, I need a I needed a picture. Sorry.
What is it, Soulwalker? Do not express your passion thus. A little quickie without gills, perhaps? Suffice it to say, I am proud to be counted amongst Eorzea's finest. We Sahagin will play our part.
We kobolds have not forgotten the crimes the Overdwellers committed against us in the past. But today we look to the future as allies united in purpose.
Make mock of the Ixal, the Paragon does! Turns kin into puppets! Pits brother against brother! Free them from his grasp, we shall!
As Patriarch Zadar will attest, the Scions have granted us a means to free your brethren from their thraldom. This boon we will gladly share, that your people might never be enslaved again.
We accept! We accept!
Praise be!
It's taken a while, but I do believe we might be one step closer to a world without primals. Would that Minfilia were here to see it.
We still have a long way to go, and we're going to need a lot more Porksies. But we're moving in the right direction.
If I may have your attention, there is one other point I would like to raise. As we can all agree, freeing those held captive must take precedence over every other concern. But experience has taught us that none save those with the capacity to resist tempering can hope to enter the towers unscathed. And even once inside, a still greater threat may yet await them, that which we call a primal. Needless to say, if we are to succeed, engaging with such foes can only ever be considered a last resort. And so I move that we seek to prevent them from being summoned in the first place.
Yes! Both prayer and ether are needed for the ritual. Should either one be denied, the summoning would fail.
Indeed. And so we must endeavor to discover the source of the ether on which the process depends. Do so, and it may present a way to halt the summonings, or perhaps even neutralize the towers entirely.
A promising proposal. While you are conducting your investigations, however, we will need to remain vigilant, lest the Telophoroi commit further abductions and summon primals ere we have the means to prevent them. To stand a better chance of keeping our enemy at bay, we would do well to coordinate our defensive efforts, sending reinforcements to assist our neighbors when needed.
We Amalja would have been overwhelmed were it not for our newfound allies. But say the word, and we shall come.
I see we are all in accord. But what are we to call this proud fellowship of ours? I submit that the honor of naming it should go to the scion whose brave efforts have done so much to unite Eorzea.
Why
what
me?
Say you, my friend?
Exactly.
Might I suggest the Grand Company of Eorzea? I remember a certain someone pondering it once upon a time, and it seems as fitting a name as any.
A fine choice, for there is none here who does not love Eorzea.
Aye, in that we shall ever be united.
United in our gratitude for the realm that gave us life.
The twins actually showing their affection for each other. I love it.
Then let it be recorded that on this day, the Grand Company of Eorzea was born.
How long have we dreamed of this moment? And now that it's here, Oh, forgive me. Might we speak outside?
Oh, Alfie. Forgive me for observing, but Alfino seems less than jubilant. Might his thoughts still be occupied by the fate of poor Arenvald? It's a pity it took the threat of annihilation for everyone to cast their grievances aside, but better late than never, I suppose. The Grand Company of Eorzea. I wonder what Riel and the other former Crystal Braves will make of it. We have won over the leaders. Now the leaders must win over their own people. No small task, I grant you. But we have come a long way since first we joined with Minfilia to bring an end to summoning. A long, long way. Now that we are out of earshot of the other delegates, I hope you will forgive me if I speak my mind. Let me begin by saying that I have dreamed of this day since the moment I first set foot upon these shores, and that I was as heartened as anyone to see the peoples of Eorzea pledge their solidarity. Even as they uttered their declarations, all I could think about was the conflict to come, and the sacrifices that would be made, and the lives lost, inevitabilities that I still struggle to accept. But at least now there is hope. The formation of the Grand Company of Eorzea is the first step, the first of many. Many and more. Elder Seedseer, how might we be of service? I seek Master Alfino's assistance in a matter involving Gridania's neighbors, the Sylphs. I know that you and yours have long kept a weather eye upon the crystal trade, the better to predict the coming of primals, and so you will be familiar with the Sylphs of the Ash Crown Consortium. Through their dealings, they have cultivated relations not only with the city-states, but with many other communities besides. Communities such as the Beast Tribes. Just so, it is our hope that we may make use of the Sylphs' established lines of communication to coordinate the efforts of our new fellowship. Yet there remain certain practical differences between a trade consortium and a grand company. If the Sylphs are to perform their task effectively, they will require the counsel of one versed in the operational aspects of an armed force. An armed force founded with the self-same goal in mind, no less. The Crystal Braves, yes. Forgive me, Master Alfino. I know that it was a painful chapter in your life, but the experience may yet be made to serve the realm. In my hubris, I plotted a course for the Crystal Braves which stretched far beyond the Order's initial conception, one intended to pave the way for the founding of what I intended to call the Grand Company of Eorzea. But my plans all came to naught, built upon a frail foundation of lofty ideals. The Order was doomed from the first to collapse under the weight of more worldly interests, and I have no wish to see this new endeavor suffer the same fate. Mayhap I ask too much of you? Not at all. You may count upon my assistance, for what little it is worth. By your leave, I shall prepare a report, including a list of recommendations drawing upon the lessons I learned from the failures of the Crystal Braves. You have my gratitude, Master Alfino, and my trust. When your report is ready, pray share it directly with the Sylphs. With your guidance and the earnest efforts of every goodly soul gathered here this day, I have no doubt that our fellowships shall emerge from the shadow of the Telophoroi and flourish. Until next we meet, my friends. Before committing anything to writing, there are a number of people whose thoughts I should like to hear. Former Braves, you understand. Might you join me in seeking them out? As if you had to ask. Thank you. As someone who witnessed the Order's rise and fall, yours would be a reassuring presence. I'll join you. If you're planning to canvass the opinions of your former comrades, it would be a lot quicker if we share the task of questioning them. Then mayhap Graha can lend a hand as well. I shall accompany Thancred back to the Rising Stones. Between us, I dare say we should be able to provide an accurate enough account of the day's events. We should be glad of your company, Graha. I shall explain the details on the way. It will not be easy to revisit the past, but sometimes one must look back to see the way forward. I take it we soon will be paying the Sylphs a visit. How fascinating. It will be to speak with them in person, though I gather the conversation can prove rather challenging. This one agrees. So what's the plan, brother mine? Before discussing the task at hand, I should probably admit that the report I proposed is largely written. Not long after that fateful day in Uldar, I penned a detailed account of the organization's history, from the events that led to its inception to the failings that brought about its demise. This I did primarily as a means of taking some semblance of responsibility. Never did I imagine that it might later be referred to by those seeking to form a similar organization. And while I made every attempt to be objective, the account was mine alone, its events viewed from my singular perspective. For it to be of use, however, it must be broadened to encompass the viewpoints of all involved. Only then can it answer what seems to me the crucial question, namely, why, after the Crystal Braves disbanded, did some members choose to remain with us while others did not? I see. You think the answer will tell us something about the nature of the ties that bind our new Grand Company together, and that this knowledge might help us to prevent the falling apart when those bonds are inevitably tested. Inevitably. That is my hope, yes. But the questions I would ask are uncomfortable to some. As the former commander of the Crystal Braves, I doubt that those who abandoned the cause would welcome my inquiries. Then Graha and I will just have to try. Meanwhile, the two of you can talk to the ones who kept the faith. A fine suggestion. Have care, however, Certain of my former comrades are of questionable character. So keep your wits about you, and let us reconvene in Gridania later on. If you have no objections, I've a mind to begin by speaking with Riol and Alian. If memory serves, the two of them will be attending an intelligence briefing at Castrum Oriens. Let us seek them out there. Well, that's interesting, because they were definitely at the Rising Stones when we left. You're not supposed to be watching this. I know you're probably not watching this at this moment, but you're not supposed to be watching this. This is way after where you are. While such briefings are seldom exciting affairs, their importance in coordinating our efforts with our allies cannot be overstated. In that regard, Alian and Riol have been most dependable. Oh, I didn't expect to see you here, Rando. But if you enjoy intelligence briefings, you've come to the right place. Well, look who it is. And what brings you two here? Wouldn't have anything to do with the big meeting, would it? In a manner of speaking, I've been assigned a task, you see, for which I require the assistance of former members of the Crystal Braves. So you want to know why we decided to stick with the Scions, eh? Ain't an easy thing to put into words, that. As I once explained to Rando, I spent a long time agonizing over my failure to alert you to the traitors in our midst. For my negligence, I was captured along with many others, and we were powerless to prevent the tragedies that ensued. Not a day goes by that I do not think back to those fateful events. By joining the Scions, I hope to redeem myself, and I will continue to serve the cause for as long as I am able. But that wasn't my only reason. When we were finally reunited at the Rising Stones, you refused to blame anyone but yourself for the fall of the Crystal Braves. And in spite of everything that had happened, everything you had suffered, you took us back without a moment's hesitation. We would not have blamed you had you turned us away, but when you gave us your trust instead, what else could we do but try to repay it? Nothing, that's what. As for me own tale, well, I've always felt the Scions have something in common with me old crew. The duty of the strong is to protect the weak. That was our creed, and I still strive to live by it to this day. But as time's gone on, I've learned that strength comes in many shapes and sizes, from Hori Boulder to Mistress Tataru. We've all of us got something to offer, and not one of us is doing it for personal gain. Because we believe there's more important things than that. Things worth protecting. Which is what being a Scion's all about. I am at a loss for words. Thank you, my friends. To hear this from you means more than you know. Forgive me, Rando, could you... Give us your thoughts on the Crystal Braves. Well, it's found in ideals were something to be proud of, but ideals alone don't make a crew. For every swab who signed up with good intentions, there was another who was only in it for the coin, the glory, or both. Ours was quite a disparate band, and while I will never forgive Ilbert, the fact that we managed to function at all was thanks in large part to his efforts. Just a pity he was doing it for all the wrong reasons, eh? Only takes one bad apple, they say, and the Braves had a barrel full of them. Not like the Scions. We might look like a ragtag band of misfits, but deep down, we've all got that shared sense of purpose. And why? Because Tataru sifted out all the glory hunters before they made it through the door. I see. So while our ranks comprise a diverse range of people, each with their own individual strengths, we are all united in purpose. Thank you, my friends. With your permission, I shall make a record of our discussion and refer to it when drafting my recommendations. Until we meet again. So that was quest 1 of 3 in 5.55. Oh, I have to take food. Oh, I mean, I guess I'll have some chicken fettuccine. Oh, see, I didn't read the thing again. Well, I think we have taken up enough of our colleagues' time, and I am conscious that less life-affirming testimonies await. Let us make our way to Gridania and hear what the others have learned. Okay, so the quest is called On Official Business. Alphino is keen to hear what Alize and Grahatia have learned from the Braves who turned their back on the cause. But where? Oh, Gridania is the city. I always think of Gridania as the whole zone, but the Shroud is the zone. Gridania is the actual city. Let's go back through the gate. Here we go. So it will be cheaper to teleport there. Must be in Old Gridania. On the way here, I took the opportunity to write up my notes for the from our conversation with Alian and Rio. All that remains is to add Alize and Graha's findings, whatever they may be. When Alize sets her mind on something, there is no stopping her, and her mind was truly set on finding former Braves. For a while, I even feared what she might do to them. Sounds like her. But in the event, she was admirably civil. For the most part. Thanks to Tataru's ever-dependable intelligence, we managed to track down a handful of former Braves without any great difficulty. Some were forthright, others less so, but we heard enough to form a picture. I must warn you, Alphino, some of the comments were harsh. I can well imagine. But their opinions are no less vital to my report. I seek the unvarnished truth. Thank you. I will set about adding your findings to my own at once. In the meantime, pray go on ahead to Little Solace and seek out Elder Frixio. I will join you anon. Leave me to attend to my report and join the others in Little Solace. I shan't keep you waiting long. I know how playful the sylphs can be. Not as bad as the pixies. Oh, this is convenient. They put me right by the ferry. Here we are. In Little Solace. Walking ones may think this one's home is small, but this one has biggest home of all. The forest itself is this one's home. What does Walking One think of that? This one heard, this one felt. Walking One has been judged worthy by Lord Ramu. Elder One is most grateful to Walking One. These One's crystal has found a good home with Walking One. Though I had the honor of sharing a table with Elder Frixio in Alamigo, I did not have an opportunity to speak with him. I do hope my studies have granted me sufficient grasp of his people's customs. Now that I think about it, of the four of us, only you and Alphino have had any real experience conversing with sylphs. Still, it can't be that hard, can it? Ah, welcome, brave one and friends of Brave One. How good it is to see Walking Ones again so soon after the meeting. Should this one perform the customary dance of greeting? No, be at ease. It is true that these ones once delighted in making Walking Ones dance, but no more. Horned One, Kane Senna, said that Walking Ones would be coming to Little Solace. Imperial Ones also invaded Sylphlands and abducted many of these ones. So these ones will be glad to bear messages between fighting friendly ones. That is heartening to hear, Elder. It will require all ones to work in unison to stop the Tolophoroi. These ones will try very hard, of course, but in matters of war, these ones have little experience. Any advice Walking Ones can provide would be most welcome. Oh, another pretty silver-haired one, and in quite a hurry, it seems. Alize, you must come quickly. Whatever's the matter, Alphino? Don't tell me. You couldn't read my handwriting. What? No, a Twin-Atta officer accosted me as I was about to set out. Charlian had sent an envoy, who is due to arrive in Gridania at any moment. An envoy? Could it be that Kryl has managed to sway the Forum? We shall know soon enough. But there is more. The envoy has requested that the two of us attend the audience with the Elder Seedseer. Really? I can see why they might want Scions to be present, but us specifically. Wait, it isn't who I think it is. It is. I could scarce believe it myself. But when I inquired as to the envoy's identity, I was told that it was one Fortunal Levieur. It's their dad! Yeah, the Sylphs are basically talking lettuce that speak very strangely of themselves in the third person. Your father? Well now, the fact that a serving member of the Forum had journeyed here would be surprise enough, but him? Quite. I glean from this that they are taking the matter seriously. That may be, but why him and not one of the other 98 Forum members, unless he volunteered for it? It has been some time since you last saw your father, has it not? Could it be that he is concerned for your well-being? Perhaps, but he has always been reluctant to discuss his work with us. Indeed, and whenever we write to our parents, it is invariably our mother who replies. Nevertheless, I welcome the opportunity to meet with him after so long, even if it is secondary to his true purpose here. Elder Frixio, loath though I am to cut our visit short, we must return to Gridania. Pray accept my apologies along with my report. Never mind. There will be time to talk later. This one won't keep walking ones from more urgent matters. Go. The audience will be held at the Lotus Stand, where the Elder Seedseer awaits even now. Let us be on our way. Interesting. I thought I had kind of heard that we meet their dad before Endwalker, but he was very much in the Endwalker cinematic. That's not what I want. Alright, let's go to Gridania. And the Conjurer's Guild. At least they figured out that by now we know how to get into the Lotus Stand, and Alphino's not like standing over here telling us to go talk to the Silent Conjurer. Now we get to talk to our friends. After all this time away, it will be good to see my father, even if it isn't an official meeting. 99 may seem like rather a lot of members, but before the Forum was founded, every person of age in Sharlayan was given equal say in its governance. Many of the institutions that are still active today were established by the people's vote, not least the Studium. As Alize and I were constantly reminded during our time there, it is an example of what can be achieved through absolute democracy. During my time in Sharlayan, I heard much of Fortunal Levieux. He is a gifted speaker, known amongst other things for uncompromising application of foreign policy. Oh, he's a rules Nazi. Got it. My friends, thank you all for coming so swiftly. Word of Master Fortunal's visit took us quite by surprise. When the Alliance granted Mistress Kryl permission to request Sharlayan's aid, we did not anticipate so prompt a reply, much less that it would be delivered by a member of the Forum. What the nature of that reply may be, we shall soon discover in this following cutscene. I mean, I can tell that much just from the little clip in the Endwalker cinematic.
Elder Seedseer, I thank you for granting me this audience. I am Fortuno Levea, here in my capacity as representative of the Forum.
It is I who should thank you, Master Fortuno, for journeying so far and so swiftly. Would that our first meeting could have been under happier circumstances.
It has been too long, Father. You look well.
As do you both. Ameliance will be glad to hear that you are taking care of yourselves.
That's a really pretty name for their mom.
How is Mother?
She misses you terribly, of course, but is otherwise a picture of health. Circumstances apart, I'm grateful that our meeting has afforded me the chance to be reunited with my children at long last. And I believe I also owe you thanks for the hospitality you showed my father, Louiswa, during his sojourn in Eorzea.
All thanks we owe to him. In the days prior to the 7th Umbral Calamity, it was your father's tireless efforts which granted us a means to vanquish the Primals. Were it not for him, our strength would have been quite spent by the time the Empire arrived. That Gridania still stands is in large part his achievement. He was a great man.
He would doubtless have been moved to hear you say so. I must confess, however, that I opposed his decision to intervene.
Shocking.
And my position remains unchanged.
Surprised Pikachu.jpg.
To chart the course of history, not to change it. I am familiar with the Sharlayan stance.
It is more than that. It is our way of life, who we are. But I came here not to deliver a lecture, but the Forum's answer to your request. Sharlayan will under no circumstances intervene in the conflict between Eorzea and the Garlean Empire.
Shocking again.
May I ask for what reason the Forum has come to this decision? The final days spell the end not only for Eorzea, but the entire world.
The final days? Pray spare me your hyperbole. This conflict is no more than the latest in a series of petty squabbles between yourselves and Garlemald, one in which Sharlayan will take no part. If the final days were truly upon us, we would know.
Really? Yes, reject me, Daddy.
Father, you must ask the Forum to reconsider. You may feel safe on your little island across the waves, But if you imagine the Telophoroi will leave you be, you are mistaken. They mean to kill us all, themselves included.
Alphino is right. We have seen what the enemy is capable of, the lengths to which they'll go. This is no time to turn a blind eye. If Eorzea falls, so too will Sharlayan. So if you truly love our homeland, you will join us. Now, before it's too late.
I thought you knew better than to raise your voice to your elders. It seems I was wrong. Wrong to ever let you leave, Sharlayan. I consoled myself that your time abroad would instill in you some hint of restraint, of discipline. But I see now that Eorzea has made fools of you both. Have you forgotten why it was that I so vehemently opposed your grandfather's departure? For all his wisdom, his only solution was to go to war. Death, devastation, ruin. Even those who claim victory are scarred for life. What prize could ever justify such sacrifice?
I don't know, the world not ending?
It is the duty of the learned to avert such tragedy. By fanning the flames of war, you forsake all you once held dear.
That's what Louis Swa used to say. To ignore the plight of those... something that I didn't read fast enough.
I see your friend shares your misguided ideals. But unlike him, you should know better. By espousing such barbaric notions, you subvert the teachings of Sharlayan and place all we have worked for in jeopardy. Alphino, Alisaie, as of this moment, you shall no longer bear the name of Leveilleur.
Ooh. Oh. Okay. They just got disowned. Cool.
What? Father.
How you choose to live your lives is no longer my concern. If you wish to walk the path of ruin, I will not stand in your way.
Wow.
Master Fourcheneau.
Also, thank you.
While Sharlayan may have no intention of intervening in this conflict, we can still part as friends. Will you not stay and speak with us, that we might learn of Sharlayan's hopes for the morrow?
I have said what I came here to say. Any further discussion would be meaningless.
Father! Wait! Don't bother, Alisaie!
How can you stand there and watch him walk away? How can you let this happen?
That was a very intense cutscene. I was not expecting the twins to get disowned when I heard that their dad was in the end of this expansion, but good lord. Now we gotta talk to everybody. It was not so very long ago that we had a friend and neighbor in Sharlayan, and I so clung to the hope that she might yet lend us her strength. But when she forsook Dravania, it would seem she forsook us all. In order to avoid conflict with Garlemald, The Forum went so far as to order the abandonment of an entire city-state. Their refusal to aid us now is, I am sorry to say, entirely consistent with their historic position. Yeah, I know. Is it we who walk the path of ruin? Time will tell. So that's what he came here to say? That we're all fools for having temerity to defend ourselves against the Telophoroi? And as for the rest, like it or not, this was the Forum's decision. To watch from afar while Eorzea burns. Father was but the messenger, and as he handed down their judgment, I could think of nothing to say that could possibly sway him. I still can't. To have prolonged the discussion would have changed little, for it is not only Master Foshnol who must be persuaded, but the Forum as a whole. Their decision was made ere your father crossed the sea. Nor is it like to be changed, and so we shall face the Telophoroi without their aid. Forgive me, but if they had no intention of helping us, why would they go to the trouble of sending an envoy in the first place? Why did they not simply keep their counsel, as they are wont to do? So, Shalien would keep its counsel while the world is lost to ruin? Excuse me, I'm getting a call. Oh, Kryl, you're a little bit late. Rando, has Master Foshnol arrived yet? Then it is as I feared. My efforts were in vain. I pleaded our case to as many Forum members as I could, but they flatly refused to discuss the matter. No, that's not exactly true. I should rather say that they ignored every word I said on the subject without exception. It was almost unnerving. Could it be that they are hiding something from us? That might go some way to explain Master Forshnol's performance. When he said that they would know if the final days were truly upon us, I dismissed it as pride. But what if they genuinely believe that they know how the world will end, and would simply disagree with us about the circumstances? That I don't know, but something tells me they are not as unconcerned about the Telophoroi as they claim. If the threat weren't real, why else would they be so standoffish and secretive? I would very much like to delve deeper into this, but I'm afraid I've exhausted every avenue of inquiry. Nor have I fared any better with my other mission, researching Hydaelyn and the Ethereal Sea. I tried enlisting the help of experts in the field, but it appears the Forum has forbidden anyone from cooperating with us. Cool. Obstructed at every turn. So it would seem. But don't lose heart just yet. With all the knowledge and acquaintances we have between us, we can still find a way forward. To that end, I would like you all to join me here, when the time is right, of course. I am aware that matters in Eorzea stand on a knife edge, but with your permission, I can at least start making the necessary arrangements. I've always wanted to visit Sharlayan, because it's beautiful. And that's my favorite part of the trailer, is the song that plays in that part. And so you shall, albeit under less than happy circumstances. It may take a while to secure entry for you all, but I'll let you know when everything is in order. Look after yourselves in the meantime, won't you? Your speculations give me cause to hope. Yet if these seeds will bear fruit, I cannot say. While it is possible the Sharlayans hide some secret truth from us, there can be no certainty that its exposure will prompt in them a change of heart, and so, for the present, we must needs confront the plight in which we find ourselves. The Forum has refused our request for aid, and it falls to us alone to contend with the Telophoroi. Even with all of Eorzea standing united, There is no guarantee that we will prevail. What does Sharlayan intend to do if we fail? Guess I'll die.jpg. Let's get some chicken fettuccine. Since I have to choose food that time. And now we get to talk to everybody again. With their knowledge, Sharlayan could have done so much for the cause. They could have helped us uncover the secrets of the towers and save the tempered captives within, and yet... gods! Throughout my childhood, I remember grandfather arguing with my father over Sharlayan's policy of non-intervention, and this time it was my turn to play the role. But even if my grandfather could not win him over, what chance had I? But if even my grandfather could not win him over, what chance had I? If words exist that may sway him, I know not what they are. The forum representatives from all of Sharlayan's central... The forum includes representatives from all of Sharlayan's central institutions. With them hindering Kryle's investigation, she will struggle to make any headway on her own. That's why you're going to sneak into the locked rooms? Death unto dawn. Kane Senna seems determined not to let the disappointment of Sharlayan's rejection distract her from the task at hand. And I get an emote from this. And this is also the last quest in 5.55 and the last quest in Shadowbringers. While Sharlayan's stance is indeed disappointing, we cannot allow ourselves to be distracted from the challenge before us. There is much and more to be done. I shall begin by sharing the forum's response with my counterparts in the Alliance. Meanwhile, I would ask that the Scions... Grave tidings, Walking Ones, grave tidings. Calm yourself, my gentle friend. What has occurred? These ones who went to see Feathered Ones sent terrible news. Destroying Ones have appeared in Zelphatol. Destroying Ones and Captured Ones and even frightful Godly Ones. Feathered Ones did not stand a chance and was sent flapping and squawking. Oh, yeah, there have been many tears shed. Like, this whole expansion. Like, 5.3, where it's like saying goodbye to everybody. Ugh. When did this happen? Is it too late to help them? Too late, yes, much too late, but luckily Destroying Ones were only passing through and continued on west. Feathered Ones who did not fight were left unharmed. West? That would be Kurthus. My lady, the Ishgarians report that the Toloforoi have emerged from the eastern highlands of Kurthus and are marching at speed. Though their purpose has yet to be determined, the Cartano Flats would seem to be the most likely destination. Lord Emmerich has already dispatched his forces and requests our immediate support. Tell him he shall have it. The time is come for the Grand Company of Eorzea to prove its worth. Well, mayhap it is a mercy that we do not have time to stew upon our misfortunes. Come, my friends, let us make haste to Cartano. Oh, wait, this one almost forgot. Destroying Ones were said to be led by Tackling Robed One. This one must see that all Walking Ones know. Farewell. Fandaniel. Like, I had heard that people hated him, and now I absolutely see why. Like, I hated him before when he was frickin' Asahi. Fandaniel. Who else? It was only a matter of time before that grinning maniac showed himself again. I shall have an airship ready to bear you to Cartano. Pray see to your preparations and report to the landing with all haste. At once, my lady. Let us away. The airship will be ready to depart ere long. I bid you make for the landing as soon as you are able, and may the 12 keep you. Hello? Okay. Oh, I wonder if I can talk to them now. Alphino has been unexpectedly delayed, but you should probably go and see for yourself. He's by the entrance. I've appraised our comrades at the Rising Stones of the situation. They will head directly to Cartano. Oh no! Well, apparently, I mean, according to them, their mom sounds lovely. Come on, this will only take a minute, right? All right? My northern accent, not great. I mean, most of my accent's not great, but I try. Rando, it would seem Fordola here has come all the way from Gridania to find us. I have explained the situation, but she insists her business is urgent. Aye, it'll be over sooner if you shut up and come with me. Yay! I was gonna be so angry and so distraught if this man died.
Arenvold! I can't tell you how good it is to see you.
Same.
It arrived a lot sooner than expected, eh? The day I craned my neck up at you.
No, like, I like Fordola. Fordola's fine. I was just, I was very concerned about Arenvald. Like, I do like the redemption of Fordola, and I feel bad for her because she's, like, so angry at herself mostly, and so, like, forcibly keeping distanced from everyone, and is so lonely, and you can tell, but you can't do anything about it. She won't let herself be redeemed to herself, if you know what I mean. But, like, I mean, when I was doing in Stormblood, when she came into the Lakshmi fight, like, I yelled, like literally out loud in my room here to myself while I was playing because it made me really happy. But it like she as a character makes me sad because she is so angry at herself and is so down on herself that she won't let people convince her that she's worth anything. But yeah, since we started knowing Ehrenwald more in Stormblood, I was like, they'd better not kill this boy. Like, from then. And every time he, like, ran into a fight, I was like, he better not die. And then this happened. I was very distraught. And, like, it sucks that he's apparently paralyzed, but at least he's alive.
Only because you're sitting down? Unless...
Afraid so. The chirurgeons say I may never walk again. Come on, Alfino, it could be worse. Besides, I didn't come here to dampen the mood. Quite the opposite. All I've ever wanted was to fight for a cause I believe in. But my fighting days are over. So I want you to fight in my stead. Be the hero I can't.
I am no hero.
Well, that's not true.
That's what they all say, though. No one ever calls themselves a hero. Even the ones who eat primals for breakfast. It's for others to decide. Look, Alfino. You already are a hero. To me and countless others. We see you doing your damnedest to protect us all. And you're not alone, are you? There are people who believe in you, just as you believe in them. I know what's at stake, and how many people are depending on you. But I believe in you. Believe that you'll see it through.
Oh, and so the now I finally connected why you asked why I was not a fan of Fridella. When I said oh no, it was because I thought she was coming to tell us that Arnwald had died. That just connected in my brain why you asked that. But yeah, that's why. Because I thought she was coming to tell us that Arnwald didn't make it, and I was about to be very, very sad.
That's why I'm entrusting my dreams to you. Like Albert and Owley once entrusted their dreams to me.
There was a time when I would have borne the weight of such expectations without a second thought. But now, I know just how heavy that burden can be. To tell the truth, I'm beginning to wonder if I chose the right path. Sacrifices will inevitably be made for the sake of the ideals I uphold. Maybe I am not the person I thought I was. The person you think I am.
I wouldn't presume to tell you. But I will say this. In spite of everything, you've come this far. The road ahead might not always be clear, but you've never been one to give up or take the easy way out. And everything you do for others. For a brighter future. I'm proud to call you my friend. Well, I've said my piece, so I'll let you go. I know you've got more important things to be doing. Just give what I've said some thought, all right?
Oh, I wish I would have screenshotted that.
I shall, my friend.
Is Arthur.
And we will meet again soon, I promise.
Nothing left for me to do but wave and smile.
You've got a pretty narrow view of what it means to be a hero, do you know that? You think they're all forged in the fires of battle? That it's all about being brave and killing villains? Alphino and the others will carry on their fight. But theirs isn't the only one. There are other ways you can make a difference. If you stop feeling sorry for yourself and put your bloody mind to it.
She's fighting the connections less. She's being a real person.
There's not much chance of me living the quiet life with you around, is there?
If you're content to twiddle your thumbs thinking of what might have been, that's your lookout. But I reckon you've got some fight left in you.
And I reckon you might be right. If there's a way I can still help my friends, I'll bloody well find it.
Well, that's the first time today that I've cried, but I'm sure it's not going to be the last. I rather doubt that Fordola obtained the Kyrugian's permission before bringing Ironvolt halfway across the realm. It's probably true. And solely to deliver a message at that. They should both have known better. But what's done is done, and I will not soon forget his words. After Pagalthan, I had assumed the Telophoroi would continue to target settlements, but it is plain they considered Zelfatol a mere obstacle on the road to Cartno. What then draws them to the flats? We must keep a close eye on their movements. Well, there's probably some other Allagan stupid something there that they're trying to dig up. You can tell me later what that was all about, but judging by this set of Alphino's jaw, it appears to have done him some good. Thancred and the others have already left the Rising Stones, and according to the communications officer, Amalja and Kobold forces are also bound for Cartno as we speak. They mean to keep the promise they made in Alamigo, and we must do the same. By saving as many of their tempered kin as possible. Anyway, the airship is ready to depart. We should get going. Upon joining the battle at Cartano, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended you set aside sufficient time to participate in the battle and view these scenes in their entirety. I have a feeling this is probably the end of it. Or very close. Your progress through the battle will be saved at certain points. In the event you are defeated, you will be able to try again from the most recent of these. Oh, yeah. 5.3 was bad. Because it was saying goodbye to everybody, and they make you go around to everybody, and... And here we go. Please note that if you enter battles associated with other quests or log out from the game, this progress will be lost. Sinking to level 80.
My fellow Scions, as I am sure you will have heard, we can expect no help from Sharlayan, nor are we any closer to discerning the Telophoroi's grand design. And now, our adversary moves against us in unprecedented numbers, compelling us to answer in kind. The outlook, in short, is bleak. Yet though our foes are many, and we but few, we may still tip the balance in Eorzea's favor.
Of course. We will do what we always do. Deal with the ones our allies can't. A less than daunting prospect, judging by your expression. Could it be that you've dispelled your lingering doubts, Alphino?
Oh, I doubt I ever will. But as my friends have kindly reminded me, I have come this far, and that must count for something.
Gods be good, Alphino. That's what we've been trying to tell you all along.
For one so bright, you can be remarkably dim at times. There is such a thing as overthinking, you know.
Might I suggest that we continue this conversation after the battle? It would appear that Telophoroi have already arrived.
I'll do what I can to cure the Tempered, but they'll have to be incapacitated first.
Have care, my friends, for none can say wherefore our foe did choose this fateful field to be our battleground. Whatever may transpire, pray grant him not the pleasure of deterring you.
Prepare yourself!
Let's give it our all!
Go fast.
Yeah, I'm coming. I'm sorry. Oh, do I get to be Alize now? Oh, yeah. I gotta look at what abilities I have. Okay.
Allow me. Just the beginning.
Right behind you.
Literally, and maybe I shouldn't be. Do you see that? The glyph, yes. How worried should we be? Listen well and judge for yourself. Though I can see ethereal currents, I had not thoroughly examined those that flow through the heart of Cardno. But now that I am here, things have become clear. The flats conceal an etheric confluence, like to the pillars of the Azim Steppe, but greater in scale. Far greater. The glyphs that Fandaniel has conjured reach into its very midst. And I believe I know their purpose. Should the lunar primals destroy them, it would spark a chain reaction, with the potential to obliterate the confluence entirely. The resultant disruption in the flow of ether would sow chaos among the elements, prompting earthquakes, floods, and tempests large enough to lay waste to the realm. That he would go so far cometh as little surprise. We must needs protect the confluence at all costs. Oh, I'm Marie-Ange. Okay, cool. Okay. This is gonna be interesting. Like I've played Astrologian, but these I mean I've played Red Mage too, but these are weird versions of them. Okay, well let's do this.
I shall protect thee.
My turn!
May the 12 guide you.
Away with you!
The best defense is a good defense! Not like this.
Ah. This is a very weird... Okay, well, thank you very much for watching. I very much appreciate it. I appreciate chatting. Yeah, so thank you. Have a good night. I appreciate it. And I'm not good at playing weird, altered, reduced to 4 buttons Astrologian. Resume from midway, normal. Okay, well, I'm gonna skip this cutscene because I just want to get this fight done.
I shall protect thee.
My turn!
May the 12 guide you.
Y'shtola, please.
Away with you!
The best defense is a good defense!
Okay, this is going better. Yay. Oh, Ravana's song is so good. Okay, so this is... Oh, now I'm Grahatia. Foul combo. Fire 4, fire 4, fire 4, foul. Blizzard. Thunders. Damage over time. Cure. Oh, cool. I'm a black mage with Cure. And Medica. Ooh. Break. Nice. Okay. Well, let's go with dot going.
I have you now.
think this is going okay. Okay. Sometimes, like, I don't know, when there were less buttons, like in Stormblood, like, it was like, oh, this is really easy to play as these other classes. But now it's like, okay, well, we've got all these buttons and all this stuff is happening, so... Do I get to play as myself in this one? It would be a little weird if I was playing as someone else. But for this, you're gonna play as a Stenny. Okay, I am myself. Okay. Yeah, Alfie, let's get him. Oh, apparently I needed to go to the middle for that one.
You're finished!
We must fight on!
Thanks for wasting my whole esteem. I appreciate that. No, this time it's outside. Shit.
I will not be outdone!
Dude. Chill. There's Sam. Get him.
And thus another plan went up in smoke. I am beginning to see why Lord Xenos thinks so highly of you. Not that this changes anything, you understand. You have merely earned yourself a stay of execution.
That looks like that guy from the first.
Glory be to Garlemore.
Ow.
How fare the tempered?
We've treated as many as we can, but some were beyond help.
Ian's here too. All the boyfriends are here except Ghost Boyfriend.
Do not hang your head so, brave
He's
sires.
here.
Though not all of our captured brethren could be saved, we are grateful for those whose minds have been restored. You could do no more, and that is enough. So please hold your heads high.
should have been quicker. But I'll do better next time. Thank you for your kind words. They mean a lot.
A victory at great cost, but a victory nonetheless. We must stay strong and press on. Isn't that right?
One battle at a time. We'll get there.
That
Agreed.
we will.
Foreshadowing. It's the song. I mean, it's the Shadowbringers song, but... There we go. Oh, the twins. I love the twins. Dad cred. Green. Ishtola. Oh, the Crystal Exarch. Ghost boyfriend. My favorite boyfriend. Oh, what is his name? I don't remember his name, but he got better. Oh, the Talos. So that's the end of Shadowbringers. Oh, what a story. Man, like Shadowbringers was very lore heavy. Oh, that's... Grr. Didn't like him. Because that's not Ghost Boyfriend. He's using Ghost Boyfriend's body. How dare you? But... like, Stormblood, I liked Stormblood. Stormblood wasn't bad. Stormblood did, though, suffer from having a split story that had to have ramp up for each story, so both of them seemed really slow to get going. And I realized that they kind of come together at the end, but it still was... it seemed like it started really slow. And in Shadowbringers, like, you're going right from the beginning. For the most part. Like, the very, very, very beginning of, you know, like, when you choose between Calusia or Amarang, the very beginning of that is a little bit slow. But then once you get that done and you start Lakeland, like, it's basically you're going. And just the further you go, the better it gets. Elidibus. Seto. My heart. Rahatia. At your service. Sid and Nero. The bickering exes. The baby. Oh. Zada. Zada. And Daniel. Now I know why people hate him so much. He's really, like, designed to be hated, honestly. My boy. I'm just glad that he didn't die. Dad! Why, Dad? Why? Xenos. My enemy, my friend. My voice doesn't go that low. Unless I just woke up. What? No, stop. Stop looking. This is the credits. What do you mean? Or are you talking about while you're playing? I suppose that could be what you're talking about. Because I think I saw you log on right before I went into my... like, a series of cutscenes. Okay, well, since they're not even showing me pictures anymore, I'm gonna skip the rest of the credits and get my actual ending. Oh, it's everybody. Oh, there aren't... They're not all... Wait, is he maybe in here? Can I go in here? Is he in here? He's probably back in Ul'dah, but... Fine. Oh, I might need to reset my router. I think my internet connection is being bad. But it's time to talk to our friends. One last time in Shadowbringers. You should have seen my face when Lord Emmerich turned up on our doorstep. Did none of you think to send word he was bringing you home? I mean, I didn't know he was bringing us home. At the close of the battle, when the clouds parted and the moon shone down on us, I cannot express how I felt. Somehow, it seemed more a beginning than an ending. The temper that we were able to treat will be taken to the city-states for observation. As soon as the Alliance is satisfied that they're fully recovered, they will be free to return home. Good. Many though the enemy were, their numbers consisted largely of tempered beastmen, with a few loner primals to keep things interesting. The Garleans themselves ventured little and lost less. It has ever been the Empire's way to have others fight their battles. But even they would blush at the Telophoroi's use of tempered slaves. It was decent of Lord Emmerich to bear us home aboard his airship. The gods only know how we would have squeezed this many people onto the Bonanza. The Cartano Flats seem fated to play a prominent role in the history of the realm, do they not? I wonder, might the abundance of ether that floweth through the region have led the Allagons to entomb Omega there? Mentioning Omega. Throughout the battle, I could not shake the feeling that all present were performing for the amusement of Fandaniel. Nor did his blithe reaction to his latest defeat me cause to think otherwise. I can only conclude that such failures are of little consequence to his broader scheme, whatever it may be. I will recommend that the Alliance keep a closer watch over Cartano. The Telophoroi may have failed their attempt to destroy the confluence this time, but there is naught to stop them from trying again. And now, Baymeric. I trust you all enjoyed a comfortable flight aboard the pride of the Ishgardian fleet. Lest you worry, the Bonanza has been towed to a nearby location to be retrieved at your convenience. You've thought of everything, Lord Emmerich, and may I say how much I appreciated the hospitality you afforded us on the way home. Think nothing of it. Our destination lay in the same direction, and it afforded me the perfect opportunity to learn how my errant friend has been since last he took his leave. It would seem you have finally found a place to settle down. I merely grew weary of wandering the Far East. Returning to more serious matters, while the Telophoroi have been driven from Cartano, 'tis like the bulk of their forces yet remain. The evidence of the Grand Company of Eorzea's first joint military operation, however, I am confident that we have the potential to meet such threats head-on, even without the aid of you and yours. As such, our forces keep the Telophoroi at bay. I would ask that you apply your talents to the task of neutralizing the towers. Sensible division of labor. While the towers remain, so too will the threat of the lunar primals. And given our expertise in the field of aetherology, we are better qualified to find a solution. Well, stop. This is the end. Spoilers. That we are, especially should it happen to lie beyond the Alliance's dominion. There is a time and place for formal investigations, of course, but certain secrets are wont to hide where only enterprising individuals may venture. I could not agree more. There are none better suited to this task, nor any upon whom I would rather rely. On behalf of the Alliance, I thank you. We look forward to receiving any information you're able to uncover. And with that, I must take my leave. Should you have need of assistance, pray do not hesitate to ask. Fare you well, my friends. I confess I had hoped to be able to study the towers more closely, vital as they plainly are to the Telophoroi's plans. If we can discern their ultimate function, we will be one step closer to understanding our enemy's grand scheme. Should we succeed in neutralizing them, of course, it is all but certain that the Telophoroi will mount an all-out invasion. And then it will begin. The one who awaits in the heart of the chaos will come for us. For you. Yet in the end, our true nemesis may be the calamity to end all calamities, the final days themselves. Yes, all right, Alphino, we need a plan, no portents. Not portents. As Thancred so eloquently pointed out, we are in a position to seek information from all manner of places, not least Sharlayan. According to Kryl, the Forum have been more secretive than ever of late. While this may be related to the appearance of the Telophoroi, that remains a matter of speculation. But one thing is clear, the Forum is determined to keep us from discovering the truth. Master Forshnall's performance at the Lotus Stand was enough to convince me of that. The matter beareth further investigation, I do heartily concur. Nor can I think of a more promising place to look for the answers we seek on the matter of the towers. Sharlayan hath ever been a wellspring of etherological knowledge. I care not where we go. Here or there, my lance will be ready. And what of you, Rando? Might you be persuaded to join us? Huh. Plot a course for Sharlayan. Hear, hear. It is time we laid bare the Telophoroid's dark designs. It appears we are in agreement. We have but to wait for Kryl to secure the necessary permissions. In the meantime, there is a matter I would investigate. Oh. Does it involve tall structures? By strange coincidence, it does. At present, I have only a creeping suspicion, but with your help, I will soon find out whether my fears are warranted. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of Shadowbringers. I feel a meanwhile coming on. Meanwhile, in the Garlean capital.
Those Eorzeans certainly are a stubborn bunch, though I suppose you knew that already. My plan to redirect the ether from Cartano came to a rather less than satisfactory conclusion. It was, in many respects, an abject failure. Which does, of course, raise the question of where we are going to procure the requisite amount. The obvious solution would be to draw on resources a little closer to home, though that would require our dreamer to dream a trifle more deeply.
So be it. The dreamer will not complain.
What?
Then let us begin the preparations at once. With the gateway of the gods complete, all that remains is to gather the necessary ether, and our prize shall be within reach. The time has come to fulfill your heart's desire, my desire! To relieve those wretched creatures of their meaningless existence!
While I await you, I shall drink a sea of souls and gorge myself upon the darkened moon. Then you shall come to me, all roiling rage and rancor. And the stars shall bear witness to our final contest.
As I thought, the ethereal currents have been disturbed here too.
It was the same in Thanalan. Make that every location we surveyed.
and the strength of each current has diminished dramatically, far more than could be attributed to a natural occurrence.
What tidings bringest thou from Dravania?
We took a number of readings, and noticed that the closer we were to the tower, the lower the etheric density became. In short,
the towers are drawing upon the land's ether, which would explain how they were able to carry out the summonings.
Our allies must be informed of this. We should return to the Rising Stones and have Tataru relay our findings to them.
Hear me. Hear me. Hear me. Hear me. Darkness comes. And with it, the end. The fate of the star is in your hands.
Everything all right back there?
Is this another thing I'm not going to tell anybody about? At solemn dawn, grim purpose shines in gazes cast toward moonlit sky. Thus does our final curtain rise, your steps to guide what... I didn't read it fast enough. Okay. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of Shadowbringers. So I am going to leave. I'm gonna leave this here for the stream. I have been streaming like 2.5 hours. Which for only 3 quests was kind of long, honestly. But yeah, I probably will take a little bit of a break before I start doing Endwalker. I want to help my brother out a little bit. I want to help my friend make sure he's caught up with this, because there are many things, many story things that have happened that I want to be able to talk to him about. So, but yeah, so that's it for tonight. So I will see you later, everybody.